Hey guys, Steven, the Salon Guy here, and today I've got a special guest. This is Jesse. Jesse is 17 years old, and he is just killing it. You're kind of an entrepreneur in a sense, right?
Sorta, yeah. Podcaster, speaker, half entrepreneur.
Yeah, so he's killing the podcast game, which is something that I really don't do anything at all. This has been my platform. So just to give you guys a little idea of what's going on today, I'm gonna cut his hair. We're gonna kind of speed through it a little bit because I do want to show you a haircut on Jesse so you can see his before right now. I'm gonna probably just fade this up into this, and just from the hair standpoint, he actually has a little bit of hair to work with on top, but I actually want to fade this up into this and kind of give him a little bit of texture on top because he was like, what can I do with my hair? I'm like, actually, dude, you can do a lot.
I thought you can't do anything. I thought it's too small.
Jesse, if I could do something with my hair, I could do something with your hair. You know what
I
True.
mean?
But I just want to let you guys know that stick around throughout the haircut and after, because Jesse's going to share some insight to what he's doing, some motivational stuff for you guys that maybe, you know, in your late teens and early 20s. And even if like doesn't matter about age, like, right?
No, not at all. That's one thing that everyone was talking about at the event where we met.
Yeah.
We met at an event, and it was a great event though.
It was. And that's why I asked Jesse to be here. And he's a Jersey guy too, so this is gonna be a really cool video, and I really want you guys to stick around and show Jesse some support. I'll put his Instagram down in the description, but I'm ready to cut his hair, so let's get started. All right, guys, so I'm done with Jesse's hair, and as you can see, I gave him like a really nice taper into here and worked it up into the top. I don't want to do anything too crazy or too extreme, like he didn't want like a super skin tight bald fade, but I did taper it up nicely into this, and I said, let's work with the top. So I ended up kind of just adding some texture on the top real light, and I went in with my product Clutch, and which gives it a nice kind of matte finish, really nice texture, and just went with his natural texture, and here it is. What do you think, man?
I love it. It's sick. Super cool.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I didn't think you could do much with this, but you did it.
Like I said, if I could do something with my hair, I could do
Then
something
you
with
could do
anyone.
something with anyone? That's awesome.
Well, before we wrap up this video, I did mention I want to give a little bit of some motivational stuff to people that are watching this, and I have like an audience all over the world that watches my videos, and a lot of guys who are like, you know, in their teens and up until their 40s and 50s. But, you know, let's talk about how to kind of pick a path at your age.
Yep.
You know, I'm not going to say my age, everyone, but I'm a little older than you are. But no, I mean, I've been through a lot, you know,
Yep.
and to get to this point has been a long journey. But like, for people that are watching on your age that are just lost, that don't know what to do. I mean, it's kind of normal for someone your age.
100%.
Like, I'm graduating high school, I'm gonna go to college, like I'm just, but there's also a lot of people who are very artistic. They have a lot of, you know, passion.
Creative and stuff like that.
Talk to those people, man.
I think you just gotta taste a lot of stuff. Like you gotta test hard because you never know. First off, let's say you're good at being a banker, but you could be an amazing photographer. But if you just take that and are okay with being a banker, you'd never get to test the photography stuff. So I'd say you have, like when you're young, you have so much time to test stuff. Like there's no downside to trying. The reason I started the podcast and tested it was if it failed, I still had a house, I still had a family, I still had school. There's no downside.
Yeah.
So for anyone, even in their 20s, anyone in general, if you have the ability to, those extra, like Gary Vaynerchuk says, those extra 3-4 hours a day. But if anyone has any time, like just test so much stuff. There's literally no downside at all except finding new stuff you enjoy as a hobby or something that may turn into your career.
What about other people trying to bring you down, especially your age demographic. There's bullying. There's,
Yep.
I mean, even in like my age, believe it or not, people can just be douchebags.
Yep.
So like, you know, what do you tell the people that are watching this that might feel like, you know what, like my parents are telling me like not to do this, or I have friends that look down and make fun of me because I want to be a hairstylist or I want to be a whatever. Like, what do you?
Yeah, I mean, first off, you're gonna face backlash always. First off, because people think it's different, which it is, because nobody said doing hairstyling, doing it on YouTube or starting a podcast in high school is normal. But the thing that makes it great is that it's not normal. So you have to realize that if you're gonna take the step to do it, you need to be ready and have a shield around you and find a core group of support that's gonna stick with you the whole time. So whether it's family, friends, you have to find some support network that's gonna continue to push you and call you out on your BS when you do it. That way they're gonna propel you to do it, because once you hear from these kids and they're gonna be like, what are you doing? Like, it doesn't even make sense. If you don't have that group around you that's gonna say, no, you gotta keep doing it, you're gonna stop. And that could prevent you from starting the next huge company. That could prevent you from finding what you really enjoy.
But how do you find that group? Because myself, I'm kind of a loner.
Yep.
It's hard to find that group of people. When I was your age, I always gravitated towards people that were much older and wiser. Like I would be 17 or 18 hanging out with a dude who was like 45
Yep.
and just like worshiping them.
I used to be only talking, like I obviously have my friends from school, but when I wanted to have real conversations, I'd talk to like my dad's friends or adults because I felt like I could connect with them. But I've been lucky enough for any young person out there that's like entrepreneurial or anything, an amazing group that I was in called the Next Gen Summit. It's on Facebook. They have an annual event in the city in June, I think. But that group like changed my life. So I went in the group and it's 2,500, I think, young entrepreneurs, founders, musicians, politicians, all of this stuff. And everyone just wants to help. So like, that's where all of my closest friends are from, whether they're in Oregon, Canada, Mexico, Ohio, Texas. They're all from everywhere, and then everyone comes together in June, and it was so amazing. But like, that's where all of my first interviews came from, because who'd come on a kid's show that has 0 listeners? They did. And there's people from Shark Tank and all of this different stuff that are in the group. It's amazing.
Wow. Talk about podcasting, man. Like, you know, I'll put a link, right, to people can listen to your podcast in my description, and we can follow Jesse and everything. But
we'll be doing a podcast, so we'll make sure to push that out, because we're going to do a podcast together right after this.
Yep. And I'm excited about that. But just to kind of wrap this up, like, you know, is podcasting, like, a lot of people want to start YouTube, but like, if they don't have all the gear, is it like you have to do YouTube or podcasting?
I think do both. That's what I was telling you before.
I mean, like,
I think you can, because the way I do it, even with some of my interviews, is that I'll do the interview on Facebook Live, which I guess could sort of be a YouTube, and then I just pull the audio and turn it into an audio edition. So you could do video, pull the audio, or you could do 2 different ones, but I think it comes down to like, what do you have a passion for? Do you love talking and communicating? Do you really need to be on video? Because you can do both. But like, one way I look at it is like, you can listen to audio, you can't listen to video. So if you're at the gym, in the shower, driving, running, you can't watch a video. I mean, you can, probably not the safest idea though, but you can always listen to a podcast. So when I drove here from my school, 45 minutes, I got a podcast episode in. I can't watch a YouTube video and do that. So I think there's pros and cons to both. Obviously, YouTube video is more interactive like this. You can see us and hear us, but I think they serve different markets. But I say, why not try both and see what you like more?
It's interesting. In my dashboard, or the windshield, I actually have a 40-inch HD TV right there, so I can't see the road. I just see the TV. So as I'm driving, I'm like watching TV. Somehow it works out.
Yeah, it works. You have a self-driving car. You can do it.
Well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Jesse,
thank you so much.
It's really been awesome having you on, and thanks for letting me cut your hair, man.
I know, I like this.
You know, watch out, ladies. You know what I'm saying?
I like this hair.
He's ready.
I thought it was going to be, I didn't know you could do this, like I said before, but you killed it.
It's a nice, clean, sharp haircut.
You killed it.
Thank you. And follow him. I'll have all the stuff in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for more videos with the Salon Guy.